Hey guys, it's Carl here. I'm going to be showing you how to use Logic Pro 10. Just kind of going over the instruments, specifically the guitar, the drums, and a simple beat. And then after that, I'm going to show you how to bounce. So this will kind of get you going in the right direction. Um, if you're a beginner, this would be a good video for you. If you're advanced, I mean, who knows? This could also benefit you as well. So I've already took the liberty of starting a new project. This one's called "Greatness Is Within Your Reach." It's a new song on my album that I'm working on. So let's just kind of get right into it. I'm assuming that you know how to use some of these basic features and that this screen isn't overwhelming to you. If so, you might want to learn a little bit more about how Logic Pro, all the features and stuff like that first. So I'm assuming quite a deal right now. But if we look over here on the left hand side, up here we click that, and then we notice that there are some instruments here. By golly, there are a ton of instruments here, and there's just a lot to choose from. So what I'm going to show you is some of the big ones that you want to know are, every song has bass, every song has some drums in it, maybe a guitar, maybe a piano. But then you start looking at these things right here, and it gets a little confusing because you're like, synthesizer, what's that? What's a vintage B3 organ? Or maybe you know what an organ is, but you can see that some of these will get really technical. You won't know what they are, like distant air. You don't know what that one is. So, you just want to keep an open mind here when you're searching through these, and that's how you scroll back. Okay. So the first one is what we're going to talk about is the guitar. Actually, no, we're going to talk about the bass because it's a lot easier to use the drums. Excuse me, the drums first, not the bass. And what we'll do is we'll click on one that works, hopefully, and then I hit Command K. This has all become second nature for me. But basically, I hit one thing, and it gives me a beat. Just making sure you can hear that. Hopefully you can hear that. I don't know if you can. But anyway, it's giving me a basic beat. Boom, 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 boom. And what's going on now is we're going to hit record. So we kind of know what sound we want. We hit record. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I hit stop. All right. Then I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna chop it up real quick. Kind of get it like right on the money. And now that it's on the money, what we're gonna do is double click. See how we looped it right there? So that what we have is a we want a beat that's on time. So we go in here and these are off. And you'll get better at figuring out what is on and what is off. But for the most part, you want these things to line up exactly on the money. Okay? And I'm pretty obsessive compulsive, so I make sure they're the exact same length too. All right. So now that that's taken care of, a song is usually pretty long. Mine go about to like 130 bars or something like that. So what you're going to want to do is take this right-hand corner and just drag it. Because that's pretty much your beat for the whole song. And then kind of a good way to get a basic, a basic structure down of how your course, or how, not your course, how your song is going to go. You notice that the next thing we want to add probably is the guitar. So this is just another instrument that we could add. And I personally like acoustic guitar is pretty cool too. So you click on the acoustic guitar track, open up your keyboard again, and then press something, and you'll hear the sounds. So because it's on loop, it's going to be already ready to go. All you got to do is just know, see how I'm pressing A on the keyboard? That's my steady beat. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So you don't necessarily have to hear this to understand what's going on. Just understand the methodics behind it. Everything is methodical with how I do this. So I hit record. It gives me a count in 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. I don't know. I just know that that's kind of a steady beat. I want to cut it down to 4 right here. The reason I'm doing that is because I don't want to be moving. Remember how we moved around those things a whole lot? I'm going to get rid of that. Remember how we moved these things right here? We moved those things around. Well, how would you like to do that for all the way down the line? You don't. So what you want to do is you want to keep these things as small as possible, so that if you zoom in and you notice, we kind of made it like a fraction. It's almost way less, because bingo, we can just drag it over. I usually only like to go to 4. I like to keep everything in 4 because that's the basic progression of music. It's whatever you can. It's a good way to start. You could go 3 if you wanted to, and just started adding a whole bunch of instruments all the way down until it sounds somewhat decent, and then you can start moving these things around. You see, you can move that one there. You can leave that one blank so it has an intro, and then boom. See how I do that? Cool. So we talked about the guitar. That right there, the one track before, is a drum. Now I'm going to show you a beat. Basic beat. Let's see here. We are going to actually do. So we did a snare, I think, on that one. Yeah, that was just a snare. So now we're going to go ahead and do drum machine. These drum machines now are kind of getting into what I do, which is the electronic music. But we'll go easy real quick. We'll use the dub mash, and I just want to make sure real quick that what I'm doing is I'm listening for any kind of sound. Okay, so see, notice like sometimes when you move these things around, you get different instruments, and there may not always be some here, so you got to move it like right here. There it is. Boom, 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 boom. So what you do is you're gonna have a kind of an idea of what your rhythm is gonna be like, because you know that once you hit record, it's gonna go boom, 2, 3, 4, and then it's gonna go into it, and that's your rhythm. So you gotta know, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, boom, there. So if that's gonna be your rhythm, go ahead, hit record. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, dun, dun. I messed that up. It's because I was talking too much. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. See, that was all. I did it real quick. So I take this. Here's my beat. I'm hitting start, and it's gonna sound all sorts of goofy right now. But I double click on it so I can get in there and I can mess with it. And it sounds really bad right now because it's not on beat. And that's why they invented Logic Pro 10, so that you can go in there and mess with the beat. Let me just kind of listen here without talking. It's not too bad, but it definitely needs to be on time. So let me give it another listen real quick. That's fine. Just kind of listen to it. And this is the part that kind of like blows people away, is this little area in here where you can actually, move these things around. And if you want to, if you're not good at doing this all off of one go, you can go in here and you can add, click pencil, boom. Okay, you just added something else, like another instrument. These are all instruments when you move them down and up. Okay, so you can move them down and you can add more and stuff like that. Complete, and if you don't like it, just select it and delete it. Okay. Oops, I just saved it. I should not have saved that. It's okay. It's okay. Because I got a lot of work to do anyway on that. And so we covered the instruments of what some of them are. You'll have to go through yourself and just kind of like explore. Like, there's a piano here. And it's not really too difficult. You're just going to click on what you think the instrument that it is you want, hit Command K, open it up, make sure you move this thing around if you don't hear a sound, or, these are actually octaves, but octaves are respective to, Octaves are respective to instruments, they're relative. So you'll have to go through here and figure out, no instrument is going to be the same. And so we covered the guitar, we covered the beat, we covered the instruments, we covered the drum, that drum kit, and remember, the let me say it slow. The drums is not the same thing as the drummer. There's a drummer on here, believe it or not, that, if I remember, where's the drummer at? Forgot. Oh, you go up here. File. Oh, let's make sure we're on Logic. But you go right here, go to track, new, drummer track. You click on that, and then drum roll, please. Alright, so once you're in here, oh, leave that open. I'm just gonna minimize these real quick so I can see. And it's not really, see how the drummer track just came up here? This is a whole nother tutorial. There's actually a guy on here on YouTube who does a great job is way better than I could ever do it. I don't want to discount myself, but there's some, I don't remember what his name was, but just, look up drummer Logic, and this guy will show you how to get in here and make some cool beats. But I want you to know that what I'm getting across here is that we're covering the instruments, basic instruments, the guitar, the beats, covered that. We covered the drums. Now the last thing I want to talk about is bouncing it. So say this is our project. Take that loop and move it all the way to the end, because notice that there's nothing else after that. So if we zoom in, we notice that this is our song, right? This is our song. Oop, take that back, right? Because we have stuff that goes all the way over here. So what we want to do, and get my mouse out, is, so say our song isn't going to be necessarily this long, like how we moved the loops to where we wanted it to go. Instead say that this is the length of our song right here. This could be a verse, chorus, pre-chorus, chorus. If you don't want these tracks anyway, you just delete them. Right click, delete. But the reason I took this and I dragged it all the way across is because what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control B. What just happened, or no, Command B, sorry. Once you hit Command B, you're gonna be directed to this, screen right here, and notice that when I pull this down a little bit, that the song goes to 5 bars, respectively. 5 bars here is the same thing as this. That's why I looped it and I hit Command B. Okay, everything here, all right, this is pretty technical, picky stuff. Unless you're musically inclined and know all these stuff, then go for it. Sometimes when you upload things to like your distribution company, they'll want 16-bit instead of that. But for the most part, you want a wave of yours, and for the most part, you want an MP3. So all you do is you just leave it as is. To be honest, this is all you're checking right here. And bouncing is the same thing as exporting. So everything is, just leave it all until you get better at it. Just leave it all. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. When you bounce it though, which means is as we're exporting it, we can either listen to it or we don't have to listen to it. This is don't listen to it, and then real time is listen to it. And then all you do, we're going to do it offline so that it goes faster. But basically we're going to hit bounce. And I'm not going to do it because I don't want to save it to my desktop. I got way too much stuff on there. But that's what you do. You just bounce it, and then you're good. You'll see you'll see an MP3 and you'll see a wave just sitting there for you on your desktop. So I hope this helps. Again, this tutorial for Logic Pro is just covering the basic instruments, the guitar, the beat, and then the drums and bouncing it. So I hope that helps, and stay tuned for some more videos. I kind of like doing this stuff. So I'll see you then. Bye.